think Sanguine's greatest strength is just their team play. I feel like they're also consistently like on the same page with everything they do, whether it's in the draft or just like how they play the map or how they play the late game.
If they get to late game, their team fighting is basically unbeatable in my opinion.
They're all on the same page and they're all dedicated to a win no matter what that looks like.
But they always seem to do quite, like, they do well enough, and then they get to that mid-late game where their team fights are really strong. They've been the team that's been together for the longest, so they know each other really well, and I think that shows in their gameplay when you watch it.
I think there's just synergy is there and everything like that, and you can tell, like, really obviously that, like, when they fight as 5, like, it's definitely something you have to be, like, an account for like, every single thing that they're doing, because it's all going to be, like, perfectly timed and everything.
Everyone on that team has played really well off split, but I would say SMITEPro is kind of the player that has had more like, I guess, consistent performances with not making mistakes and not really costing them any games.
Like, obviously they're all really, really sick players. They all do really, really well in their respective roles, and obviously you have SMITEPro just slamming people late game, Netroid soloing people, but if you watch the way they play, the reason why SMITEPro gets so much farm the person who makes the team work is Panatum for sure.
I don't think Rongu gets enough credit with the amount of work he does for that team.
He's just had it consistently every single game. He's been popping off. He can play the Horus, he can play the Jingchen, he can play the Ganesh, the Khepri. So there's no way you can ever ban out Rongu. And every single game, he's not taking farm from his team, but he's still making a massive impact. And other teams have all said that as well. They don't understand how he makes such a big impact with such little farm. I think he might be the best player in the league.
Where you can beat Sanguine is definitely by pressuring them early and forcing them to play on the back foot. A lot of teams don't really exploit it too well, but I feel like they're not super proactive in the early game compared to a lot of other teams.
I still don't think they recognize opportunities to the extent that like more veteran experienced teams do. I think there's been situations in the SPL this year where like maybe they had the opportunity to like end or like make a certain call that I don't think they recognized was possible.
The style they play, like where their Panatum's not getting farm, he's going to gank you. I think when teams kind of wisen up to that, it's not going to be as effective. And I think you can get really exposed just kind of stacking one player with all your farm. So I think it's kind of their greatest strength, but at the same time, I think when teams learn how to play around it better, it could definitely be a weakness as well.
Sometimes they like play. I mean, they have been like very, very consistent on playing really, really good. But sometimes they have like the misplays where it, like drops them a little bit lower. But I think they'll finish either first or they'll finish in third, in my opinion.
Sanguine are coming in as the #1 seed, so I can easily see them making finals. They're definitely playing really good right now. All their players are playing extremely well. They've been super consistent, so I could see them in the finals for sure.
I think Sanguine will definitely be in the finals, but I'm not sure they're going to beat out SSG. I think they'll come in second, but I think finals are going to be a run over by SSG, in my opinion.
I think they're kind of same as Space Station. I think that well, I shouldn't say they're the same as Space Station. I think Space Station's got an edge just because I think they're more consistent. But I think Sanguine's, in my opinion, up there in the top 3 as well. I think they'll be, if they won, like if them or Space Station won, I wouldn't be overly surprised, to be honest. So I'd say they're a top 3 team right now for sure.
We're gonna win for sure.